The projects that we have agreed on cover priority areas of our government's development and recovery agenda, including supporting irrigation in our agriculture, to enhance our food security, to supporting critical components of the universal health coverage that aims to provide affordable health care. And we are also aiming to generate greater value for cooperation by creating opportunities for capacity building as well as technology transfer. The prospect of also elevating this partnership, as I said, within a strategic partnership contemplated within the framework of the Visegrad Group, the V4 Group, where Hungary is an important player. And in addition, Kenya and Hungary are also agreed to connect our cooperation with the European Union, where again Hungary is an important member and lends important support through various EU programs, humanitarian aid, and is also actively involved in different strands of joint EU political and policy dialogue with the government of Kenya. We do hope that this will be further entrenched as we move forward in trying to drive greater linkages between the East African community and the European Union through the finalization of the EPAS agreements. We are delighted to have you amongst us. But for 2 years now, we have been unable to hope with the signing of additional protocols to our existing countries. Indeed, throughout the day and also this evening, countries. This visiting historic relationship and the establishment of the Hungarian diplomatic mission in Eastern and Central Europe. And I do believe that that too will go a long way towards strengthening our ties. We have dedicated ourselves to the projects that we have agreed on cover priority transfer, contemplated within the framework of the Visegrad to look into the agricultural sector here in Kenya. On the whole, let me just say that the scope for expanding cooperation as we move forward in trying to drive greater linkages of the EPAS agreements. Private sectors and business communities, and to encourage you in the climate change agenda, as well as other shared global foreign policy engagements currently, and this is intertwined with to advance an agenda for sustainable regional peace. It is also important to note that we have a common understanding on many issues on the global agenda, including an important commitment. Thank you, Mr. President. Cheers.
We're going to adorn you with the robes of a Maasai elder, so that when you get to the Maasai Mara, you really feel part of the culture. So, my PS, Ambassador Macharia, is going to help you do just that. Okay. All right. That's the Maasai blanket. Okay, perfectimo. Then we're going to give you a safari hat. Yes. So that you can keep the sun away, but also enjoy the wildebeest. There we go. Okay. So we're getting there. And then the last instruments we're going to give you, I can't give you because they say that if a woman gives you those instruments, all the power goes away. Okay? So the only person who can give you these particular instruments is your colleague, His Excellency President Kenyatta, who will give you these two particular instruments that are instruments of power and authority in Maasai land. So that's your walking stick, and that's your symbol. It's a symbol of power. So enjoy your trip to Masai Mara, and please feel part and parcel of our culture. Thank you very much. Which you can wear in the evening when it's cold in Masai Mara. There we go. So that you can keep the sun away as you look at our wildlife out there. And then some kazuri beads that are made and these are made by Kenyan women. And we have the earrings and the bangles and the necklace for you. Yeah. And then, thank you very much.
Indeed, to address low trade volumes of our bilateral trade, we have also agreed to intensify efforts to promote greater linkages and networks between our respective private sectors and business communities, and to encourage them to take advantage of the various economic opportunities existing in our respective countries. Indeed, throughout the day and also this evening, we have had the opportunity to share a number of areas, especially in the agricultural sector, where Kenya and Hungary can benefit greatly from the advancements that have been made in Hungary, and through creating opportunities for Hungarian firms to look into the agricultural sector here in Kenya. On the whole, let me just say that the scope for expanding cooperation between our two countries is enormous, and this without even mentioning tourism, sports and culture, which have the potential to make an important contribution to the economic development of our respective countries, but also to strengthen people-to-people connections. These are important areas that we have committed ourselves to pay much closer attention to. It is also important to note that we have a common understanding on many issues on the global agenda, including an important commitment to our environment, climate change agenda, which, Mr. President, I know is a cause that remains very close to you, as it is to me. And we are indeed very proud of the conference that you held towards the end of last year, promoting the climate change agenda. Kenya participated in that, and we look forward to working closely with you in this particular agenda as we move forward. We also look forward to working closely with the government of Hungary within the UN system and other multilateral fora to champion the climate change agenda, as well as other shared global priorities. To welcome you, Mr. President, and you too, Your Excellency, the First Lady of Hungary, together with members of your delegation, to welcome you to Kenya, and indeed thank you for accepting our invitation to honor us with a state visit, the first ever by a Hungarian head of state, and we are delighted to have you amongst us. We met about 3 years ago in New York, where we discussed the possibility of this visit, but for 2 years now, we have been unable to host you as a result of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, but we are glad that we are now able to be together and for us to be able to engage on deepening the cordial bilateral relations that exist between our two countries. This visit has indeed allowed us to reaffirm our commitment to renew and re-energize our bilateral ties and enable us to further commit ourselves to working together towards intensifying and stepping up mutually beneficial partnerships at bilateral level, especially with regard to trade, investment, health, education, agriculture, and irrigation. Our two countries have had a long-standing historic relationship, and the establishment of the Hungarian diplomatic mission in Nairobi 58 years ago attests to the strong foundation of our bilateral ties over the years and the partnership that we have built together. Indeed, coming from this visit, we have reiterated our commitment to open up Kenya's mission to Budapest before the end of this year that will serve not only Hungary, but indeed Eastern and Central Europe. And I do believe that that too will go a long way towards strengthening our ties. Let me conclude my remarks once again by reiterating how truly happy we are to have you, Mr. President, and your delegation with us. We have indeed reaffirmed the long-standing bonds of friendship and solidarity between our two countries and have had the opportunity to discuss pathways to strengthen our cooperation going into the future. We also are very happy that you have also taken time out to visit the Masai Mara, where I am sure you will find plenty that will please the eye, enlighten the heart, and the hospitality of our people, which we hope will be transmitted in terms of more Hungarian tourists to Kenya as we work our way out of this COVID pandemic. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I now invite our tourist number one for this year, I wish to ask you all to please rise and join me as I propose a toast to the good health of His Excellency President Janos Adair, to the prosperity of the people of Hungary and Kenya, and to the everlasting friendship between our two peoples and our two countries. Asanteni sana. To Hungary and to you, Mr. President. Cheers. Again, we have had the opportunity to discuss peace and security in our region, which remains at the apex of Kenya's foreign policy engagements currently, and this is intertwined with our own ambitions to have sustainable development which cannot occur in an unstable region. As the guarantor of peace in our region, Kenya will continue to leverage our experience as a peace mediator and a guarantor of peace processes to advance an agenda for the sustainable regional peace and security in the Horn of Africa and beyond. And we seek the global community's support in our peace efforts through multilateral fora. We have dedicated ourselves to rekindling and amplifying our linkages, and we've demonstrated that intention earlier today with the signing of additional protocols to our existing MOUs to increase scholarship offers by the government of Hungary to Kenyan students from 100 to 200 every year, with effect from this year. And our bilateral cooperation has also made a significant pitch in health, agriculture, and water management systems.
Well, we are already quite a bit into this new year, but allow me still to wish President Kenyatta, along with him every single Kenyan, that they continue to stay safe, that they continue to successfully develop the economy, and that they preserve and cherish the world as God created here in this land. God save the presidential couple, the first couple. God bless every single Kenyan, and God bless all of you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What I wish you, Mr. President, because you will be handing over your office in August, that during this remaining 6 months, you should have enough time and you should have enough strength to prepare all these programs and to launch them. And I just wish that your success would have the same kind of enthusiasm and drive to actually conclude all these programs with like the way you started and you are going to start, Mr. President.